There's always that looming question, should you answer the phone, and what does your phone bring to the table?
First question on the Z Flip3, how is the communication and like feature-wise, how's that holding up for you?
The communication is good. As far as a phone, it works great. And I haven't had any issues with dropped calls. The functionality is great. I've been missing my S21, so I'm either trading in or selling my S21 for the Z Flip3. Haven't decided yet. I'm still weighing the options. Do I want to be connected and tied into a contract for the next 2 years, or do I just want to buy it outright by selling this? But communication's good. It just works as a phone. I like how I can answer the phone calls right here with it.
Yeah, with the cover display.
Yeah, with a cover display. But yeah, it's I keep 5G on. I know you said you keep it off, and I had this charged last night. It's now almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm at 61%.
It's pretty good. Definitely better than the Fold.
Yes. Next question.
Awesome. Yeah. So how's that camera holding up for you too?
The camera quality is really good. I was actually taking some more photos this morning of my dog. I'll pop those up on the screen. But as far as the only thing I'm missing on the camera quality is when I zoom in, I don't have that. So I have 1x and I have half x out, but I don't have that zoom in. I mean, I can zoom in, but it's digitized zoom.
Yeah, there's no telephoto lens.
Correct. So this has 2 lenses where this one had 3, but really I'm not missing it. I thought I would, but I just have to get, if I'm going to take a picture of Harry Potter, I just have to get a little closer and then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, camera quality, I would say it's right on par with the S21, except it's missing that lens.
Yeah, which I've always thought, like, if you're going to zoom in, it's not going to be as good anyway.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if there is telephoto, so you might as well
just move.
Use the main shooter.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Question 3, dependability. So does it function well when you need it to, and do you have any issues with that?
I was watching some other reviews and just pontificating, and I think what Samsung has been able to do on this one is, it's a folding phone, but that's just another feature. For me, it's the portability with functionality combined, and and it folds too. So really, I have my S21 just like I've had for the last 9 months, but now I have that portability factor and it fits in my pocket. So I really like that. I like that dependability, and it does everything I need to when I need it to. I've never had it lock up, and it just works. It's a Samsung.
Yeah. Number 4, design. Do you like the design, and how's the build quality?
I like the design. This is my 3rd folding phone, because I had the V60 ThinQ by LG, and then I tried the Motorola Razr 5G last year. Oh wait, and then I also tried, did I show you the T1, the LG Wing that flipped up? It was like a switchblade phone. I guess
a couple times.
Yeah, so this is my 4th phone. I like it. I think the design is great, but like the most thing that I can compare it to that I had because I believe I had the Moto Razr for almost a full month before I got rid of it. And the screen on this one is very close to the S21. I mean, it's not as hard, but it doesn't feel as plasticky as it did before, which I really like. I like that it's not... On the Motorola Razr, I felt like I was using a plastic device, and this feels more glass-like. So I love the design. I do wish the outer screen was a little bigger, and some of the size ratio stuff is a little weird, but other than that, I like it.
Maybe next year they'll make it bigger. I don't
Yeah.
know. The last version was tiny.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
at least
size of
this
the
is
cameras.
usable. Yeah, at least it's usable.
Cool. Talking about screens, how's the screen quality?
Screen quality is great, especially when I fold it out. I mean, that's not my dog, but if it were my dog, he'd be happy that he looks so good on the screen. The fold thing, at first it bothered me, and I think after a while, you become desensitized to it, similar to the notch. So if the notch bothers you, or you have like where you have the hole punch, if the hole punch bothers you, after a while, you get used to it, and then you don't see it anymore. And for me, I'm going on day 4 now with this one, and it doesn't bother me as much, that crease. And it's not as much of a speed bump as other phones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can definitely agree on that. Over the last few days, I've definitely gotten used to it, and it just basically feels like it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, the screen's great. I love being able to just, set it on the table and then I can read stuff. I love the dual screen functionality. I'll show you YouTube on here. So this is a guy I've been working with for a long time. His name's David, and he runs Film Collector Archive. So I can watch his video on the top screen and then view comments and navigate on the bottom. So here I'll go to his videos and I'll launch this one, Kino Lorber Hall. So this is the split view. Oh, darn ads, right? So the video plays on top. I can just set that down like that. And then down below, I can read the comments. I can type a comment. So you have that multitask functionality right on the device. And then when I'm playing it, that's the full screen view. So I think the screen is gorgeous. And then as soon as I twist it, then it goes back.
And as we were saying earlier, it's a tall screen.
It is a tall
You get
screen.
A lot it doesn't feel small at all. Like, it's a good size.
Yeah, I think so.
How's the UI?
I think had I been on an iPhone and then switched to the Flip 3, I would feel different. But because I've been using OnePlus and the S21, the UI is great. And then even when I am doing dual screen stuff, I don't find it confusing. The navigation is quite smooth. So I think the UI on Samsung is great. I don't like to compare. I wish I didn't have to, but I really like the Oxygen UI. One of my favorite features, because I'm always checking battery on Oxygen, is I can click right there on the battery percent and it takes me right to battery percent. I like the little shortcuts and navigation through Oxygen. And there are a lot of cool things. One thing I also don't like about Samsung UI is I don't think they really put in the full amount of widgets on here, because when I went to do some shortcuts and create some widgets, there's just not a lot of options, I felt. I guess we'll need to check this in another week or so. Maybe they'll make an update, but like there's not one for settings. There is for Spotify, Samsung Internet, but I just felt that a few of the widgets were missing, and I'll have to do a comparison between the S21 and the Flip 3 to really see which widgets I'm not able to use anymore. But overall, easy to navigate. I do have the little edge thing there, which I like, and I can customize that and quickly jump to shortcuts, which is quite nice. Whoops. So here's the edge thing, then I can quickly jump to shortcuts. So here's this awesome picture that Jonny sent me that was taken on the Z Fold. Next question.
How's the battery life?
You know, I knew going into it that the battery life would be different. One, because it's a foldable phone. Two, it's a smaller phone, at least from what I read before I even bought it. But you never know. I mean, you hear 4,000 milliamp, 5,000 milliamp, and it doesn't really mean much, because even though the phones are kind of getting bigger, like we talked about with your Fold 3, the technology that Samsung and Apple and OnePlus and who's the other one? Motorola, LG, they're out of the game now. But Samsung and Apple and OnePlus, they're making advancements with the phones that utilize smaller batteries, I guess. It's lasting me all day. Like I said earlier, I haven't charged it since last night. It's in the afternoon right now, and I am at 59%. Now that's one thing I've noticed back to the screen. Sometimes when it's off and I double tap, sometimes it doesn't. Do you have that issue with your Fold?
I don't think I've noticed anything so far.
See, now it's working fine since we're on camera, but once in a while, it doesn't register that tap to wake.
Yeah, I don't use the tap to wake as much because with the fingerprint sensor and the power button, you can set it up where you don't have to push the power button. You can just tap it.
Oh, yeah. I love the fingerprint sensor location. I guess that goes back to design, how it can be completely off, and then I just touch my thumb there, it unlocks, turns it on. It's beautiful. Anyway. But yeah, the UI, I think it's great. Next.
Warranty and support. How's that?
Warranty and support. I've had to deal with Samsung before. A few years ago, I bought a locked, what was it? It's the watch that you have, the Samsung
the
Galaxy Z Frontier. And even though I bought it off eBay, Samsung still hooked me up, and I sent them the device. I sent them my proof of purchase through eBay, and they unlocked the watch for me. And I think they sent me a refurbished unit because the screen was pristine. So I almost got like an upgraded wearable through Samsung.
Yeah.
And then I've made a few returns over the last 4 years of things that I didn't like and didn't want to keep. I'm going to look into the extra warranties that come with it since this was a pre-order. So what's it called? The Member Plus?
This is the Samsung members.
Samsung members.
How is the continuity and ecosystem?
I'm slowly getting more sucked into Samsung, and I'm torn because a lot of my family is stuck in the Apple ecosystem. Not stuck. A lot of my family is rooted in the Apple ecosystem, which is good. Apple makes a great ecosystem. I mean, the tablets, the watches, everything. I'm wearing 3 watches right now, and I know that looks really weird on camera, but I'm running a test between the Samsung Galaxy Watch Classic 4 and the Apple Watch 6, comparing battery life, steps, heart rate. And I thought, well, if I'm going to compare all that, I should do it on the same arm. And it's not comfortable, not at all. And then over here, I have to finish testing this Casio G-Shock GBD-H1000. So that's why, Anyway, so I'm stuck. I'm right on the fence. I've been both Android and Apple for so long that the Samsung ecosystem doesn't feel foreign, but I'm a little more comfortable in Apple ecosystem. And I think that's because more of my family and friends use Apple. So I'd show you, but yeah, the iMessage, I'm addicted. If Samsung were able to strike a deal with Apple and say, okay, yeah, you can buy a one-time subscription to iMessage and it'll work on all of your devices, Apple, Android, yeah, I'd spend $50.
Yeah.
Just to have iMessage across all devices.
Which, fingers crossed that could be a thing in the future.
Yeah.
Now that they've got
it could be.
You can do FaceTime through the web browser on Android.
Correct. Yeah, that would be really cool.
So number 10, how's the sound and audio performance?
I was impressed. The sound and audio are really good. I was playing some music in our backyard just a few feet away, and when I was cranking out, it was actually a song by Queen, which I can't play because of copyright, but I had it blasting, and even though there's just that one speaker, the sound quality is good. I was impressed. And then even better, you just close it, I put it in the cup holder, and then the sound just kind of resonated out of the cup holder, and it sounded great. One thing, back to battery charging, a little disappointed that they haven't learned from OnePlus and a few others. I mean, they say it's 25 watt fast charging, but it took almost a full 2 hours, and I think I mentioned that on another video. But yeah, there's not, and even like a quick 20-minute charge, it doesn't really, it's kind of the same charging speed throughout the entire charge cycle. Samsung doesn't do like the quick charge, where like you plug it in for 20 minutes and boom, you get up to 40%, like OnePlus and even Apple. If you have like a high wattage brick, like an Anker or the OEM Apple, it actually does charge quite quickly that first 20-30 minutes.
Like 50%, and then it starts to slow down.
Yeah. But the sounds are good. I love the notification sounds. I haven't been disappointed in watching videos on it. I'll just say that.
Awesome. Tips and tricks. You got anything fun to show off?
Yeah, I really like the director's view. About that director's cut, how does it work? Well, let me just show you real quickly. Pretty easy to use. You just open up the camera, and then automatically it goes to the last setting I was using. You just go to more, and then right there, director's view. And then when you're in director's view, you can choose right here between the floating kind of picture-in-picture. You can do side by side, or you can do just like the single view, which is interesting. And then you tap these to switch between front camera and rear camera. Pretty cool, right? So my favorite one is either the side by side, which is kind of cool, or the thumbnail. And you can drag that thumbnail to where you want. So now let's shoot a quick director's view. Now we're in the director's view, and you can see all this stuff that I'm working on. Kind of fun. And then the thumbnail, and I can drag the thumbnail to the top left, or I can drag it. And this is, of course, the front-facing camera. And then at any time in the shot, I can click on the flip button, and now the director's view. So now my view is, the front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera flip sides, and now you can see both. And again, I can drag that around. I can cover my face with what I want you to see, or I can drag that in the right corner and then swap again. So really what I should be showing you is the Galaxy Watch 4, which I quite enjoy. But that's the director's view. LG had this, and it's quite useful. And right now, the audio you're hearing, well, it's directly from the internal mic. I unplugged my lav mic that I normally wear, so you can experience what the sound is. Kind of a sneak peek down here below. I will be unboxing this shortly. This is the Nomadic package, and basically it's camping and hiking gear stuff. So like and subscribe, and you'll see some of that stuff on my channel soon. But there you go, director's cut. Let me show you a couple other tips and tricks. Now we're back on the lav mic, so I'll swipe up, and if I just click the back button, it goes back to normal camera view. And this is the screen optimizer. Not really a tip and trick, but it's a cool feature that Samsung kept on this phone. And you can also click right there, and that brings up the filters, my filters. You can do face, warm, cool, lolly, frosty, blossom, and the list goes on. So pretty cool stuff that you can do with filters. Of course, you have the 4x3, 16.9, all that stuff. You can even do motion photos, you can do timers, and when you go into settings with the photos, you have all that stuff. And grid lines, which I do, shooting methods, that's kind of fun. So here's the voice commands that you can do. Smile, cheese, capture, shoot, all that fun stuff. The floating shutter button and the show palm, which we demoed, and that's also on the Fold 3. So pretty awesome. And yes, if you have a Digi 3 gimbal, it works quite well on the gimbal if you really like using gimbals. But pretty cool. Yeah, tips and tricks of the Flip 3. So by default, when you're in the clamshell, when you have it folded, if you double click the power button, it brings up the photo. But if you take a photo, so here I'll tap on that. So that just took a photo of you, but if we look at the photo, so that photo is square and you can't change that. And that's kind of annoying. And then if I click right here, now you can see a preview and you can show the person you're taking a photo of what they're gonna look like. So that's kind of cool. And then when I'm filming, I can set up the camera on my tripod and I can tell whether or not I'm in focus, which is really huge for me, and it also shows if I'm recording or not. I was actually filming a video about the Oura Ring a few nights ago, and I thought I was rolling, and I went off for like 5 minutes, and I wasn't recording. And it was really good because I had my script going, and yeah. So tips and tricks, the exterior viewfinder works well. It is kind of weird, like you just saw, where even though you're in widescreen, you're in like this portrait, yeah. But yeah, I love that it's just fits in my pocket. And I think I might have to get like a D brand, or what was the other skin you were saying? The titanium case?
Oh no, so the carbon fiber case.
Yeah, carbon fiber. Here, hand me your phone, I'll show that to him. So this is the Samsung carbon fiber case, which is really cool because one, it's really, what's the word? Thin?
Yeah, slim.
Slim, yeah, thin and slim, so it doesn't add more girth to an already somewhat thick phone. And then, whoops, yeah, it really wants to use that stylus.
Yeah, I normally get thicker cases, but with the phone already being this thick, I figured I might as well go slim this time.
Any other questions?
No, I think that's it.
After 4 days, I guess I could say that I really like it, and I don't think I'm going to go back to the S21. I think I'm going to keep this because I would love to see how that hinge endures, or even just like the first 6 months.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Thanks. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for watching. That is our interview for 11 things to know about the Z Flip 3. And we also have another video about the Z Fold 3. So this is my phone, that's Johnny's phone, kind of a collaboration. And Jonny might be starting a YouTube channel here soon.
We'll see.
And if he does, I will do a shameless plug for him. But let us know if you have any questions, pithy comments, type those down below. And thank you so much for watching our review.
Yeah.
As of right now, I'm going to go on record. Yes, I recommend the Z Flip 3. If you had the S21, no. If you had the S20, no. But if you were in the S9,
S10.
Yeah, I would say it's worth upgrading. I don't really notice that many differences from the S21 that because this doesn't really have anything more except I needed portability. Now I can take this running with me, or it can fit in my little cycling bag underneath my seat. Whereas this phone it's not as portable, but I still get all that screen real estate. So
yeah.
Does it solve a problem for me? Yes, because I needed something more portable. Mm-hmm. Well, that's it. And yes, whoops, that was Siri. And yes, let the credits roll for the Paramount Kid. Thanks a lot to Jonny for being my videographer.
Of course.
And we'll see you again in 88 hours or sooner. Goodbye.
See ya.